my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh,
take my hand.
ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me!
Take it. Take my hand.
After a big afternoon of shopping, there's nothing better than some Mexican food and a nice little drink. Come on down and enjoy a nice Mexican fiesta.
Guess what? We took everything you love about the Bloomin' Onion and created a menu you've never seen before.
Let me hear you say, Bloom that ass. Bloom that ass.
This bloomified menu starts at $13.99 and it's gonna blow your bloomin' mind.
What is up, everybody? We are here. Titangalang is happening. Sumo says, I'll believe it when I see it. You better believe it. You're right. I did put your name in the title. Not only that, it's in the description. I want to read out the description for you, Sumo. I have Grok write my descriptions for me, and it is an excellent description writer. And it was very colorful today. It says, tonight I'm sitting down for a long overdue sketch dedicated to one of my longest time chat legends and absolute ride or die supporter, Sumo Thori. Sumo has been rocking the chat since the early days, dropping fire emojis, killer encouragement, and always keeping the vibes high. As a massive thank you. If you know what this is about, it really, yeah. We're doing a new iteration of a much-loved Lucent extra, and I added her first name because I felt like Titangalang just wasn't enough of a name, so I've given her a first name now. Her name is now Titania Titangalang. The ultimate sexy, larger-than-life lady character strutting in a super revealing dress that's equal parts glamorous, daring, and downright titanic in attitude. Sumo says 1 tier. Bloop. Picture it continues. Picture this: curves for days, confident pose, flowing hair, and that signature smirk that's always shows she's owning every room she walks into. The dress, think barely there fabric with strategic. All right, it just keeps going and going. That's enough, but it's all in there. Because it's important to have a good description in your YouTube video, all the right keywords. You aren't going to do any of that. But people who don't know, Cranberry and Mark didn't know who Titangalang is. Titangalang, Miss Titangalang, as I like to call her. Let's not get too informal. She appeared in this panel of Painted Death. She's with her. She didn't look that interested. I think this guy was just trying to pick her up. Where is she? There she is. You can barely make her out. But people were complaining that I don't draw enough sexy ladies with big boobs in the Lucent. So I was like, there you go. Look at her. And I gave her an under-boob dress. Actually, I've got it right here as reference. I got my original Titangalang as reference. I can show you a bit more about this. So this was a card I was supposed to send to Sumo. I think he won it in something. But then I ended up erroneously selling it to someone else. So I couldn't send it to him. So I said, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll make it bigger so it'll be different, and I'll send it to you. And then I just kind of moved on with my life and forgot about it. Sumo never let me forget about it, as he shouldn't. But I do owe him a Titangalang, so I'm going to make an attempt. I'm trying to up the stakes. So on the last one, there was boob. It was under boob with cleavage. This one, I'm improving on the boob, side boob, and with some ass as well. We'll see how we go. And then I thought, the problem is I didn't think of Sumo. That was my issue. I didn't even think of Sumo. I just sold the card and moved on. And then Sumo was like, hang on, didn't I win that card? And I was like, yeah. I checked my notes. Yeah, you did. You did win that card. So, it's kind of like when you get double booked on something. That's the history. So she's obviously a very important character to the Lucent universe. She needs to have a correctly drawn card. So I'll draw it here, and then I'll redo it. Once I'm happy with it, I'll redo it on an actual card that I will send to Sumo, allegedly, once I have everything ready to go for Fractured Mind. Let me shout out everyone here in the chat. Thank you very much for being here for this little draw stream. We got Cranberry Langers came in first. Mark was here. They both left because they have other things to do, better things to do, apparently. We got Valley Law here, though. E Weezy, he says, let the motorboating begin. This is a stream for E Weezy, too, I suppose. He likes the ladies, as I know a lot of you do. We got TA, which is appropriate. Citizen Roan is here. Buzz in the house. The man himself, Mr. Sumo Thori. Casey Anthony says no mo, no peace. Yeah, it is a no mo hour on a Thursday night, my Friday afternoon, but can't be helped. And the stream better be good. Can't promise anything, but we'll see how we go. We'll see if we can get there. Headley over an X, and now you can auction off this new and better version. No, this one will be going to Sumo. Do you think the book will ship in March? I think it is a very high possibility, but it all comes down to how long it takes for the production. So I said this on the last couple of streams. I will be putting out an update really soon Colors are like this close, a couple of panels left to perfect. They're just not, they're done. They're just not how I want them done. All the finishes and touch-ups and everything that Joe, my editor, wanted me to do, they're all done. I still need to get the covers to look exactly how I want them to look. And then, I mean, the last, like editing text and stuff, that doesn't take any time at all. So yeah, what is it? It's the beginning of Feb. So let's say I start sending stuff off to print in 1 or 2 weeks. We're looking at, yeah, sort of beginning of March, things start coming in, and then fulfillment begins. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, shipping in March, as long as nothing untowards happens. You hear the excuse train is coming into the station. Just like on the Roquefort cover, which I haven't taken out. I keep saying, oh yeah, I've got other things to do, Phil. Yeah. Shout out to Tacitus, late to the party. Well, I'm just about to get started, Tacitus. So not late at all. About to get cracking on Lady Titangalang here. For anyone who isn't aware either, Titangalangs is one of my many words for a wangos, you know, otherwise known as wangos. So if you don't know what wangos is, then, well, I don't know what to say, really. But do I jump right into the face? That, like, the face is the face and the bosom are important, but could also be the most difficult. So I'm not really like warmed up at the moment. You know, I'd probably start with the hair because that's kind of easy. It's hard to get wrong. You know, you're just kind of like doing lines and stuff. So let's start with the hair, get warmed up a bit, get into the spirit of things. I've got my previous sketch there that I'm kind of like, I'm going to try and make it sort of similar kind of level of detail, but not exactly the same, obviously. You know, trying to be a bit better, obviously. No pressure, just curious. Oh, thank you very. No, I mean, it's you never know who's watched keeping up to date. And I haven't sent out an update for at least probably 3 weeks or something. So I do have to get onto that. And there's been a lot happening in the in the interim. So it's good to keep everyone abreast, as it were, apropos. Do people care about the Winter Olympics in Australia? No, but the media likes to pretend we do. So Australians themselves, not really. It's never really been that big of a thing here. But every now and then, against all odds, an Australian will prevail. Like, we all remember famously what's his name? God, I never forget his name, and now I don't remember it. The ice skating guy, you know, the one who everyone else fell over, and he got gold medal in the speed skating. There's that guy. We all love him. What's not to love? That's just like pure Aussie winning, you know. And then there was Zali Stegel, I think her name is. She was what's that thing where you just go up and do a lot of flips and then land again? Is that, I remember it was called like hot dog in one of the old games. It's not Yahoo Serious. Aussies love the winter breakdancing competition. Yeah. Fortunately not. She won gold. She actually became really competitive champion around the world. And the interesting thing with her is she never did it on ice or snow until she got there. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. she only ever did it on like rollers or something like that, and she ended up winning gold. So that was pretty cool. Freestyle, yes, thank you. That thing, whatever. Again, we don't even know what that is. We do have some kick-ass like snowboarder, because we do. People don't know this. We do actually have. Oh damn it! I forgot to record. I was supposed to record. Oh well, I guess I'm not doing it now. I'm supposed to make a short out of this. Oh well. What was I saying? Yeah, like snow. We do have like mountains and stuff, you know. But so we do have some pretty good snowboarders. But I mean, I don't know how many. Short answer is no, not really. Not in a big way. So are they happening in LA? Where are they? They're like, it's happening soon, isn't it? I saw the mountains in the Man from Snowy River. Yes, Dale. Those mountains. The original Snowy Mountains. Great movie. I showed that movie to Mel. She was not impressed. And it hurt my sense of Australian pride. For anyone who hasn't seen The Man from Snowy River, it's a gripping tale of romance and horsemanship, Australian cowboy style. In the, I think it's either Victorian or the Victorian Highlands or the New South Wales Lowlands. I don't know. Great soundtrack. Dun, 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 dun. With whips. They're in Italy. All right, shows what I know. I know nothing. That movie is amazing. When he rides off the cliff, yeah, down the thing, he's mustering the what are they called? Brumbies, the wild horses. And no one else can do it except the man with the will and the skill to match. He rides down the sheer cliff face. It's a tense moment in cinema history. Quickly Down Under. I'm getting nice and warm on this hair. I'm getting some. I think we're getting some good strokes in. Where's Mo when the innuendo starts flying? It's always good to have some strays, you know. So she looks a bit ruffled in the hair. Like she's just shaking it out a bit. Implications abound. Where's Snuggy? He's always complaining I never draw any sexy ladies. But yeah, Mel was not impressed. I think it's The Man for Snowy River. I think it's that movie. It always made me laugh when it's Christmas and they're all standing around in heavy wool coats. And they've got a fire burning and they're singing about winter and everything, because they're not too far removed from, you know, they're not too far removed from England in terms of time. So they still have their traditions, but they're in Australia in the friggin' countryside. Sweating their butts off. Sumo picking up the slack. He says, I say strokes and immediately think of Mo. Poor Rod. Rod was in here the other day. See him yesterday? That was a cool sighting. Rod is eagerly awaiting to see the final result of all his hard work, no doubt. As I'm sure you all are. Nice stream description. All questions answered. Thank you, Ronan. Yes, I read out parts of it just earlier. And I agree. Grok did a bang-up job. I mean, I did have to edit it because it was making promises. It was it was promising the world, really. It was like, we're gonna get into the ins and outs of anatomy and beauty, and we're gonna. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna hack at it like I always do and see how it goes, really. That's how we're gonna do it. There's not gonna be any. I mean, we've got an hour until the panel breakers start, so we'll see how much we can get done in that time. And yeah, but I did a good job. Who's the most famous person in Australia right now? Oh, that's a good question. The person is the Australian that the most people around the world know, or who's like the person who everyone is talking about in Australia right now? Because I think the person who everyone's talking about in Australia right now is probably the Prime Minister, Albo. But worldwide, Margot Robbie's got to be up there. One of the Hemsworths, maybe. We don't have much else going for us at the moment. There's been some medical breakthroughs, but they never get famous, the people who invent that stuff. The technology gets famous, but the people don't. Yeah, probably one of them. Chris Hemsworth, I would say. Margot Robbie hasn't really done much lately, has she? I don't really know. I was going to say Alexander Volkanovsky. Why does that name sound familiar? Valley. I don't know that name, but I feel like I do, but I don't. I might be overdoing it on the hair, but that's all right. UFC is that it? Yeah, I don't really follow the UFC. But I'm guessing he must be Australian. Australia loves fighting, boxing, that sort of stuff. But I have just never really been that into it personally. The only reason I really kind of know anything is through Victoria and jiu-jitsu, but I don't really know much anything else. I think Rob does, but I could be wrong. Do Australians care about the Super Bowl? No. They like it. It airs here. It's always aired here. It's on. I think it's usually the middle of the day, but I could be wrong there. You don't know that, but no, not really. Australians are crazy about Australian rules football and rugby. They don't really have any time for American football. I think when you're a kid, you kind of like the teams. It's the sort of cool thing to do. But you don't really follow it. At least when I was a kid, you couldn't really follow it because there was this no avenue. You could now because of the internet. But yeah, when I was growing up, there was just no way to follow it. So it didn't really become a thing. But I did get I got a Bengals. Is it the Bengals? Is that a team? I got a hat and it was really garish. I mean, it was flamboyant. I would have been 13 or 14 years old, and I just got it because I thought it was a crazy hat. And that's the hat I was wearing in Thailand when the friggin' orangutan stole it off the top of my head. Yeah, it was like it had all sorts of weird colors on it. Cincinnati Bengals, there you go. And I love that hat. And I'm out in the friggin' jungles of Borneo, and a friggin' orangutan swings down out of nowhere and steals my hat and puts it on and starts flipping me the bird and going like from way up in the canopy. That bitch. I got lucky though. There was a guy who had a camera, a proper, this would have been in the early 90s, so like a proper pre-digital camera. And he got that taken off him, same technique, swing down, grab it. And the orangutan starts taking photos, and it knows how to do everything. It's like that. And then it just undoes the thing, pulls all the film out, and then throws the camera down and smashes everywhere. They're cheeky little creatures, those things. Australian rules football is basically fighting with some rugby thrown in. There are rules. Australian rules, granted, but there are rules. And they're kind of getting they're kind of getting less and less like that. It's getting a bit more pussified. Because they realize that, a huge percentage of the players retire with brain problems, concussions and stuff. Just watched Iron Lung. What is this Iron Lung? That Cranberry or Mark said that we're going to watch that as well. I don't know what that is. What's up, Camel? What's up, Matthew? My computer is working for now, Camel. Fingers crossed. It was ARO. Yeah. Were you Indiana Jones earlier in life? No, but I did. My dad is actually, I was going to say was, but he came back out of retirement. A airline pilot. So we spent a lot of our youth around Southeast Asia, especially in the summer holidays. All right. Got to get the Titangalang face right. Got to be a beautiful face for sumo. A little uptick nose. Less is more usually when it comes to female faces. I don't know why I'm not zooming in or anything because I'm not filming, but I guess it's probably a good practice. I've picked up your Asian accent. You do a pretty good Vietnamese accent. I picked that up at Crown Casino. It goes like this. You bet the $10, like that. Do you wear pads in Australian rules football? No. Some people, if they have a head injury or they're scared of one, they will wear like a little padded helmet like some rugby players do, but mostly not. You just go in there and, whatever happens, happens. And these are big boys. They're on the like on the TV, they don't look that massive, especially compared to rugby players, but they're big guys. Like the shortest ones, they're all, you know, like that you find out, oh, that guy you think he's short. No, he's 6'3", he's 6'4", and they're muscular and they smash into each other. I'm getting a bit granular here on the eyebrow. I'm going to keep looking back at my reference to not get too caught up in the details. We have boobs to draw. This Wacom is still not giving me good control on that really small stuff. Shake my head for Asians everywhere. That's just Vietnamese. Forehead's a bit high. That is my... Artie Bear was telling me that every artist has their like initial thing that they always draw wrong. Mine is the big forehead. I guess it's just draw what you know. And his was, he always draws eyes like off kilter. So he has to go back afterwards and move it. I have a little trick that I do with my finger. I'm like, yep, that's too high. See, and then that's why I like digital. I'm just going to pull that down. So her forehead should be right there, I think. About there. Let me take the sketch off. I always draw characters with a big D. Yeah, I could lower a bit more. I want to get the face in first and then I'll be able to see it. I usually do it last because then I can actually see it. In the middle of the drawing, and like it's, I don't know, like I said, it's like I have a mental block or something. I don't know what it is. I should not have drawn this hair here because it's like it's creating a tangent over where her thing should be, but I don't know if it's going to be a problem. It could end up being. I think it is. I'm going to have to get rid of it. Damn it. All my clean nose lines. It's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll put stuff in later. Yeah, I think it's a little weird now. We should do our AI Convo episode. There's a new Batman AI book out, and it looks pretty remarkable. I was going to not do a show tomorrow, but if I do, because that might have been the thing I was going to do, might have been canceled. We're going to go to the city. We could do that. And there's also that newish kind of AI movie trailer thing that people are sort of raving about. You could check that out. He ignored my forward comment. Typical. Sorry, I didn't see it, Sumo. What did you say? And you said, shake my head for Asians everywhere. Too bad God didn't use that finger trick when Bancroft was born. Yeah, he ignored that. He gave me the full Monty. All right. I'm going to give her duck lips. Titangalang must have beautiful lips. It's part of her charm. And it's looking a bit ducky. You know what it is? I need to do give her the ink the top lip. That's normally what I do. I don't know if it's going to work in this one. I don't know about these lips. Ella doesn't have such full lips. I'm not used to it. I don't know. I'll come back to him. All right. Got more important things to focus on at the moment. Yeah, I don't know I'm going to do that. The only thing I know about Iron Lung, it was made by YouTube and Hollywood is mad. Oh, that's the thing? Is that independent movie thing? Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention. I don't really know what it is, but I've seen some videos, people talking about it. I don't know either. So who saw it? Who watched it? What's up, Amanda? Is this not safe for work? I think it's safe for work. She is clothed. She does have a dress on. There is a little bit of side boob. Great to see you. You sensing your own face? That might help. Yeah, maybe. Sumo Thori gifts 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Elizabeth Grangchigit, Nick The Last Stand, Jeremy Burt's, Dark Gift, and Rushbook Draws, all gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Sumo. Where's my thing?
Well, cheers, biggies.
Thank you, thank you. I thought it might be Mo's night. Yeah, normally he's not here. That's it. Unfortunately not. Thank you for trying. Basically, all the stars in the universe die at once, and a criminal is sent to a literal blood moon to find out why. That sounds interesting. I could get on board. Titangalang actually has I gave her an earring. So it's sort of like a long hanging thing. It's a very low res on the original. There wasn't that much detail in it, so I'm trying to like extrapolate from. Where's the thing here? It's kind of got some little beads on the bottom or something. I don't know. Again, this, I don't know what's going on with this Wacom. This is like not good because it doesn't start registering detail until I make bigger movements, and that is not good. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do there with that. You got to zoom in till you see the pixels and then draw. That's what I heard what the masters do. I do the exact opposite. I'm trying to do the exact opposite. Not zoom in. Never zoom in. The less detail, the better. The more the better it looks with the fewer lines, the better, you know? More lines, bad. More detail, bad. That's my motto. And great to see you, Stato. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. I did kind of move the forehead, the hairline, so hopefully I can get things to line up again. She just looks like she's got duck lips to me, and I don't know what to do about that. I think they might have to like realign it or something. I don't want no duck lip woman. She's like, ooh, baby. I treat it like regular paper too. It's really like if you want to get anything done, it's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're just going to be like me right now, just stuck on insignificant details when you got a much larger drawing to worry about. This is not what I'm going to move on and come back to that. And if all else fails, I'll just put hair right over the front of it and no one will know. It'll be fine. Did a bee stinger in the lips? At the moment, yes. All right, but I don't want to sit here and draw lips for 10 minutes. Let's get moving. Once the whole thing is there, it will be less important. It'll be less visible, less eye distracting, and then you kind of go back, and it always works like that. You think, at least for me, I struggle with something, and then I come back later, and it's perfectly fine, and I fix it. I know what needs doing. Good jaw might be a little. Looks a bit like Rona Mitras. I think you're safe. I don't know who that is, but if she's famous, that's probably a good thing, right? Maybe I did have it right. I don't know. Well, anyway, let's do something else for now. Try and get these shapes in. Not normally one for drawing backs. In fact, I kind of avoid drawing backs at all costs. But let's see how we go here. So far, so good. If you give her a hunchback bear cross, so help me. No, she's sort of like, because she's popping the boobs out, you know. She's given the, she's making herself, she's showing off her assets, you know. I'm just going to do a very kind of light touch on this here. All right, so far so good. Let's get this other arm in. See, why stress about lips when you just need to get the forms in? All right, this shoulder here, I'm thinking this could end up being tricky, but I'm gonna take my time. Because there is a little kind of nobule on the top of a woman's shoulder. A sexy woman, you know, it's like it's the where the bone is. This is stressful stuff. I think we're getting it. Yeah, this could be a little bit. There we go. Nobule is a official term, like you know, part of a human body. The nobule. I'm usually the one with the bone. Yo, Bancroft. That was Camel. Very motorboatal, says E-Weezy. Bobby says, been loving your historical draw streams lately. Usually catch the replay while drawing myself. Excellent. Yeah, I've got to get back to, there's so many images where I start on a stream and then I just kind of don't finish them. But I will finish them for shorts. I've just been, you know, trying to finish my book, so I will get back to them, finish them all off. Column, I really like that one where I did the kind of watercolor effect on one of them. I want to get back to that. So much to do. Considering all the time you spent in Thailand, please don't add any extra nobules. I haven't read any more books. No, the next one I need to finish is this one. Death Shroud. I got 2 books in. I've got the last like I think this is 6 books in one. Because I got to do a video on that, and then it's Phil's book. But I think I might get all that ready for when Phil goes live. So I'll get back into that stuff once Fractured Mind is out. All right. Now we're into the real high stakes stuff here. Oh. You know this is not my forte. I was really liking the Sumerian King one. It was a good looking bull. That wasn't I wasn't 100% happy with the bull, but I think the basic kind of shape was in. I just need to figure out how exactly I want to do it. But I agree. I want to get back to that one. Maybe next week. All right. All right, ooh, high stakes here. So she's got like a dress on. Do I draw the boot? I mean, usually I might just do the dress because that's over the top. Like this. It's going to be like that. Nope. Yeah, like that. All right. Nice and pert. Okay, that'll do. If I think about it too much, I'll overthink it and it just won't be as natural, you know? It won't be as fluid. I know you all want to see nice, natural bosom action. Yes, I did teach myself to draw, but mostly, I mean, when I say teach myself, I just copied what other people do, pretty much. You know, it's like, oh, how does this guy draw that? How do they draw that? And then you sort of developed a style based on, you know, these other guys I'd copied, and then I started copying myself and like take the good parts of what I liked, or what I did, and drop the bad parts, and sort of developed like a visual language. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not doing anything, you know, super technical or anything. But yeah, mostly. There's so many tutorials out there now for pretty much everything. Just take the bull by the horns, or the breast by the nips in this case. Well, I don't think there'll be any nips, but there is side boob, which, as I say, is side boob is best boob. And the question is, if I do this as a sketch card, I could do some ink wash on it and get some cool, you know, shapes going. But I don't know. That's like, I'd have to do some tests on that. Do some test runs. But yeah, you need to have a little bit of shading, I think, to get the full volume of the forms involved here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Corey Barton doing this sort of thing. Obsessing over the exactitudes. Side boob, not as good as under boob, but still acceptable. Well, the original one did have under boob. So I thought I'd give Sumo some side boob action, but it's also got ass on it. So I thought it was a good trade-off. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the boob, you know. Sometimes side boob is better. Sometimes so you can get some good like shading in here, you know. I'm going to continue on with the I was told this was a boob stream. I mean, it's Titangalang. It's Titania Titangalang. There is some side boob in it. Gotta give a nice womanly wrists. No, she's got sort of like her dress is hanging. It's loose. It's askew. So we've got to make sure I depict that. Always good to appeal to both audiences. Yes. All of a sudden, you don't notice the lips as much. Go figure. I know, right? I will go back and make things better. But that's what I thought. Exactly. It's like, this is what I noticed the best artists do. They don't put too much emphasis and detail on the stuff you're not supposed to look at. And if it's like really wrong and it's an eyesore and it detracts you, yeah, you do have to fix it. But I think if I get the T and A right and just the basic shape right, we'll be good. What's up, Jolly? In Australia, if you're a boob guy, do they call you an arse guy? I don't quite get that, Bobby. Let me just do some things here. And is the WWE popular in Australia? It was. I think it was sort of the last time it was really popular was the Attitude Era. But I didn't really pay too much attention to it, even beyond like the 80s. So if it is popular, occasionally they'll like some people will come out here, and I think that's pretty popular. But other than that, it's like, I don't know, maybe not. Because everything is opposite down there. Right. I see what you're saying. Opposites. Exactly. No. Arse is still arse. Boobs are still boobs. They're just presented differently. They're upside down, obviously. Blue Boy Comedy says, I'm pathetic because Trump is a predator and you keep supporting right-wing losers. I'm very happy with my current political stance. I don't agree with you. But thank you for being here nonetheless. We're drawing ladies at the moment. We need to talk boring old politics. All right. This is a very important part. And nipples are nipples. Exactly, David. Exactly. Oh, yeah, that worked. That's where I want it to be. Politics aren't boring if you agree. Yeah, they can be fun when it's like entertaining. There's irony in there. I saw something yesterday. It was pretty hilarious. There's a woman. She was at the, like in Minnesota, they're doing the blockades, or they were. I think they got rid of them all. But they were doing the blockades. Like the citizens were out there blocking the streets. And she's out there saying, all we're trying to do is we just want to make sure that we know who's coming into our community, who's in here, so that we know that it's safe. It's just like, and she's getting absolutely just crushed everywhere. It's pretty hilarious. The irony. That sort of stuff isn't boring. That sort of stuff is fun. No, I think I just want to do some big the unawareness of her all. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's pretty amazing. I wish Minnesota had our own Rita Panahi. Rita has always just been so great. Back in the day, she had a much smaller account on Twitter, she would actually interact fairly often. And it was pretty good, but she just got so famous and popular that really it's hard to kind of get her attention these days anymore. Did you see the dummy that picked up a flashbang, got her fingers blown off? I did see that. I mean, wow. Yeah, the lefty's losing it. My daughter loves that segment as well. I don't know how much of the crack I'm supposed to reveal here in the shadows, I guess you just hack at the crack and see how it goes. David, you weren't in here earlier, but you'll be pleased to hear that I'm very, very, very close to finishing up on Fractured Mind. So looking to go to print with that very soon. Matter of weeks. As long as nothing else goes wrong. As long as my computer holds out. That's a big concern at the moment, but it seems to be working for now. Oh, yeah. This came out really good. Thank you. I think the face needs working on. It's just the face I'm not super happy about, but I think if I get the important things sorted, then that'll all kind of come together. The thing about women's faces is, and actually, now that I think about it, I mean, I really only draw Ella, so I kind of like got her down pat. I'm not really that practiced in just random women faces. And if I look at the previous one I did, the previous Titangalang, the face isn't that good either. So I found that less is more. I'll get back to it. I'll make it good. But as long as the important things look good, we're in business. Sumo will get a lovely sketch card with his Fractured Mind package. Normally with, when I do those historical ones, it's so easy because it's usually dudes and you can just kind of make them kind of ugly and that actually looks good. And if there's anything that doesn't look that great, you can just black it out. That I've become a big proponent of just chuck a lot of ink on it. It'll all be fine. It'll look good. But can't really do that with a chick. At least not as much. Kylie Jenner. Which one's that? I hope that's a good looking one. Yeah, the face is slightly off. Everything else is looking great. I'll go into the face a bit later. I need to do the hand. I'm kind of dreading that as well. But let me get some more definition in here. If I could just turn on my Kenneth Roquefort vision and draw those beautiful female faces. Wouldn't that be a dream? All right. I suppose there's no more putting it off. There's a hand down there. Yeah, with women, less is more. I tried to do kind of less up here on the eyes. I don't know if it's like work the nose is a bit. I think that this is mostly what's wrong with it. The bottom of the face, maybe the forehead. What are you taking a shot for, Bullet Ninja? What's up, Jim? Great to see you here as always. I think we're seeing too much of the other eye while the nose and mouth are too close to profile. Yeah, there is something askew there. I think you're right. Yeah. This forehead's all off too. I kind of had hair in front of it as well at the start. It sort of threw me off. She kind of looks like Pepe. I like the side boob. I think it needs a little more definition on the underside. Like a little more, as in like, the only thing I was thinking of doing was doing some like very light ink wash, like when I finally do it properly, doing some very light sort of ink wash shadowing, you know, to make sure the highlights go in and everything. I think that would really accentuate it. But usually what I do with these sketch card things is I'll draw it out the way I like it digitally, and then I'll go over that on paper, you know, and then when I do that, I can do something a bit more like ink washy. Is that a word? Ink washy? Thank you, Jasper. He says it looks great. Getting there. Got about 10 minutes until the panel breakers start. Creative Bus rarely runs on time. I don't think it's called Creative Bus. I mean, maybe it is on Phil's channel. I know he was not an advocate of the creative block. No, panel breakers. Panel breakers name change. But I didn't know if it's Creative Bus. Creative Struggle Bus says finally see someone come at Mike with politics live. Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? I didn't really talk about politics. I have opinions. I think they kind of just come. I think everyone knows what they are just by the sort of things I say, but I just don't really make it a focus of what I do. I was actually complaining about there being too much politics on X the other day because it was just constant. I don't know if her hand is a bit small. Could be. I never know. It's the thing. I just never know. I can never see. That's usually why I like to leave things, you know, give them a few days, come back to it, and then you can see everything clearly. Jake, please explain the rebrand. Phil pushed it back a bit tonight. Oh my God. What's it on? Where was it? I had it somewhere. Hold on, I'll make a new thingamabob. $2.45. Oh my God. We changed the name to Panel Breakers, but so many remaining jokes were made that the audience is confused. And my understanding is it was Creative Block, but there is another channel called Creative Block. So it's like, you know, is it really important to is it really a good idea to invest a lot of time in something that if it ever does kind of, you know, get any bigger, then it's just, oh, it's already out there, it already exists, you know? I think that's the thinking behind it. What was I doing? The dreaded hand. At least that's the way it's been explained to me. The hardline doesn't need a rebrand. Just saying, says Buzz. It could have been Comic Crew. Sure, it could have been lots of different things. David L is out of here. See you, David. Always great to see you. Coming in, hanging out. When I started branding Camel Moon, there was another Camel Moon online. This is Camel talking, obviously. Some grunge band. I just went and bought all the .coms and Instagrams, YouTube names, and they got relegated to nothing. FAFO. Damn. Camel just slapping his Camel branded balls down on the table. Both names are equally effective, says Jasper. I can help with a name if you want. Coming up with unique names is difficult, but I thought Creative Block was a good fit. I think a lot of people agree. Yeah, I had to turn it on. I'm sorry. The aircon, I was dying in here. The other day, I didn't have it on. I came out like I'd friggin' played a round of tennis. I was just, my t-shirt was drenched. Yeah, the lips are still not right. They looked fine-ish on the sketch, but that's what they always say. The pencils lie. I mean, sketch. My rough lines. The pencils lie. They always do. It's looking a bit better. God, the lips, I tell you, the slightest kind of nick one way or the other, it really can change the whole expression of the face. It's pretty crazy. I actually kind of like to go in there with the liquefy and just nudge things here and there. And it can really change, you know, the expression from... That's Mel calling. I think I'm just going to hang up and I'll call her back in a minute. She'll understand. The lips don't change the motorboatability. Motorboatability. Yeah, it's better. I don't know if it's exact, but I mean, look, this is where we started from. This is previous. Now, granted, that was blown up from a really tiny background character, so I think it's an improvement. I think there's definitely, I could still keep working on it and improve it a bit, but beat it, Mel. We good. No, I do have to actually get back to work, but I will finish this up later tonight for you, Sumo. I'll post it, and then I'll do the actual card. I might experiment with some highlights and stuff. Some what is it? Ink wash. Very light. Nothing heavy-handed. But yeah. We're good. We're good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to save it before I lose it. I'm glad we got to expand the lore a little bit of Titania Titangalang. Give her a first name. Always important, you know, to build out your characters like that. It's an aircon and it's a loud. It was so not loud earlier, and now it is. I don't know what to do. I had planned on going till 2:20 because I do have to get back to work. I got some things to do, but at this stage, probably see you tomorrow. I will let you know. If we do end up going to the city, I won't be streaming. But if we don't, I will. And I'll probably get Camel on and we'll chat about what's going on in the world of AI. And maybe, I don't know, other things. We'll see how we go. Well, I had a raid set up, but they're not going to go live for 20 minutes. But I guess that is just what it is. All right, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.